Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hacks and Hobbies. In this episode, I'll be talking about depression and death. Earlier, I was recording an episode and I had recorded a segment about the passing of John McCain, Senator John McCain, and how it is such a sad feeling to lose somebody. And John McCain was a stand-up human being. He served the United States. He served the Republicans and the Senate to the best of his abilities. And my condolences go out to the family of John McCain and friends. And it's kind of ironic or a coincidence that my uncle sent a message earlier today saying that her aunt was not feeling well and was taken to the hospital and that she might not make it. They were trying to get in touch with her son so they can come see her. I'm not sure if they made it before she passed away a few hours later. And she was such a beautiful soul. I've met her many times over the years. Back when I used to live in California, and anytime I visited, and it just makes you feel so helpless because we have so many grand plans um, in this life. We make up our minds of what we want to do next year or the day or tomorrow or next month or then in the next 10, 5, 10 years, which is amazing. We need to make those plans because you need to be hopeful and be positive. But depression is very real. I was listening to an episode on photons and feelings podcast, and this is a New York-based photographer who started this podcast, and they were recording a podcast on Anchor in New York City, and they were talking about depression, and they were both recounting depression and how they were depressed and what they had to do. There's so many different medications for depression, and you have to be properly diagnosed for the type of medication that will help you. They say that there's a lot of medications, and a lot of people say that, medications don't work, but when you talk to people that go for therapy and take medication, and they can literally um, show that that medication helps them be a better person. The medication is great. I'm not sure what these medications do, but I'm sure they introduce endorphins and happy feelers in your mind because our mind is the biggest chemist that you can imagine. I mean, you can think about chemists and master chemists creating chemistry and creating elements and combining things. But if you look at the mind is so powerful. It can create emotions. It can create um, chemicals that create an imbalance in your body or create chemicals that will bring the balance back. And medication just um, helps that along by introducing these chemicals in your body. I, too, myself have had feelings of depression over the years, right? It's a it's a natural human emotion to feel depression, and there's several ways to combat depression. You want to reach out to your friends, your family, or a professional about, or a counselor about your depression, because it is not worth dying for. There's a lot of cases of suicide related. Ugh, there's a lot of cases of suicide based out of depression. One of the examples is of the late Robin Williams, who passed away earlier this year, or was it last year? I can't remember. And he was such a joy. He was such an amazing person. He loved to make people laugh and smile, and but unfortunately we did not know his heart, and we did not know that he was depressed, which caused him to take his life. Tony Robbins brought him up when he was talking on the stage last week, and Tony said that he had dealt with many people on the suicide watch, and he's helped them, come back from that suicide feeling. And he said that if he had gotten a call to talk to Robin Williams, he would have jumped on the plane or just get up wherever he was doing and talk to him. Although he didn't talk to Tony, he didn't talk to Robin that much, but he had met him and had some good laughs with him. So yeah, depression is real. If you feel any depression, please, seek help. I think depression is cause the cause of depression is due to chemical imbalance in the brain. That's what they say. But it's also because of loss of something, or a lack of recognition. It's it's a lot of things, right? There's cases um, that you cannot define where depression is a big cause, and this actually reminds me of the play Dear Evan Hansen. It's a play that went on Broadway last year, and it's about, and there's, of course, there's depression and there's suicide in this story. And Evan Hansen was the character who had just moved to this town, joined the high school, and he made really good friends with this one boy who eventually committed suicide. And they created a lot of movement. The songs are very touching in this play. But depression is not to be taken lightly. Uh, you want to talk to your friends, talk to your pastor, talk to your teacher, counselor. Everybody around you is here to help you, is here loving and caring for you because life is precious. Life is extremely precious. Life is extremely precious, and one of the things that is most certain in life is death. Without that death, we would not have life. God says in the Quran that He first created death and then gave life to the dead. Because if you think about it, Adam was created by God. Adam is made out of clay. So when He made Adam into a clay figure, did that clay figure have life? It did not. It was dead. So God gave it life. So anytime God talks about life and death, death comes first, and then comes life, and then come death, and then comes death, and then life again. Because eventually we're all gonna die and go underground and go 6 feet under, go in our graves, and whatever life we have in this world, we've got to make sure, we've got to make certain that we are giving it all that we've got. I know this episode has been a little depressing, but I believe that um, we need to have emotions, and without emotions, we are not humans. We are essentially dead. Emotions is what creates life, right? So anyhow, if you think there's something more to explore here, if you have some things to say about depression and death and the causations behind depression, I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and hope you come back tomorrow for some more insights into the mind of, I don't know, just hope you come back tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.